Welcome in my beautiful Cancerian collective. Thank you for being here today and allowing me to hold this space for the messages that are going to be revealed today. So I channeled some messages for each zodiac sign and I'm going to start with your angelic code, which is a number that was provided by your angels, and it is 18118, and the word associated is abundance and new. So I'm getting a lot of obviously like new, refreshing energy just from the angelic code and the keyword that they gave me. Also, right before I started recording, I heard magical carpet ride. So there's like a magical carpet ride. There's something very magical about it, very mystical, very freeing and liberating, right? A lot of air energy I'm picking up on. So possibly new communication coming in. Now, I'm gonna clarify, these are your cards that came out, and then I'm gonna further clarify with the Angel Tarot. I love this deck. I have a selenite in there, so they're always charging. I'm feeling very excited and anticipating the messages that come through today. So this is my Mother Gaia Bell. We're gonna go ahead and cleanse the space. If you have headphones or earbuds or earphones, you may want to lower the volume if you're sensitive to sound, okay? Okay, and then here I have my crystal ball off to the side. So if you see any images, I'll also keep a lookout if anything is coming through. But I love my crystal ball. All right, so let's tap into the energy in here, Cancerians. Your very first card out is the Ace of Cups. So when we talk about cups, we're talking about emotions, love, compassion, and just an overflow of emotions. And it's contained in this cup. But I love, first of all, this red and kind of orange is really giving me like sacral chakra, root chakra type of feel. Okay. And when we talk about the root chakra, which is at the base of the spine, and we talk about the very next chakra up, which is the sacral chakra, we're talking about stability. We're talking about pleasure. We're talking about creativity. This is also representative of stability and security and feeling safe, okay? I love the fact that this is like swirling, and it kind of gives me that magical feeling again. It's like you've got the world in the palm of your hands, or like you can make magic. And all of this is coming from, see where she's holding that cup is her heart space, okay? The ace is always, it's going to be the first energy, right? We have the Ace of Cups all the way down to the 10 of Cups. This is a brand new beginning in love, okay? How the rest of this message is going to play out is going to be different for each of you and how it resonates for you. But what I am getting from this is this is a new opportunity of love coming in for you, Cancerians. Okay. So your next card that came out is the Two of Wands. Okay. This Two of Wands, first of all, wands are fire energy. So we're looking at Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. So I feel like some of you have come to a decision where you have to make a decision from the heart, okay? And we're going back to this Ace of Cups because it's right next to this Ace of Cups that came out. So we're talking here about making a decision, and it is a heart-based decision. for you, something that drives you, what gives you delight and joy and creates passion and desire. And that is how you can help to determine the choice that you are going to make. Now, whether this is two people coming in and you have to make a decision in love, okay, I think it's the one that makes your heart sing. Wild thing, you make my heart sing. You make, yo, that's crazy. They just gave me that song for you, so that song may be significant. And for some reason, I think the movie that comes to mind is it Major League with Charlie Sheen? Well, I guess my angels want me to mention that. So, Cancerians, also with this Ace of Cups, because this is correlated with water signs, which is you, Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. This is definitely, I feel like, your energy. It's almost like you're calling it in, like you're manifesting this. And or it is a sign in synchronicity that if you are already in this energy of choosing between two people or two connections, or yourself and someone else, or yourself in a different situation or circumstance, you are to lead with your heart. Okay, so here we have the Knight of Wands. Okay, the Knight of Wands is very dynamic, very passionate. This is also fire energy, right? Because of the wands with Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius energy. And look at how liberated, how free she looks, how magnetic and just happy and joyous. And, you know, she's got her drum here. There's a lot of orange. You know, they're bringing out a lot. Your angels are really focusing on the root and sacral chakras. Even the solar plexus, which is right above the sacral and is represented by the color yellow. And the root is our grounding, right? What makes us feel safe. Our sacral chakra is where our creativity comes from, where we have desire and passion and pleasure, right? And then our solar plexus, that's like that feeling in your gut that you have. That is your self-esteem. That is your confidence. Okay, and those three lower chakras are really, really coming through really heavy through your reading, Cancers. So I want to emphasize all of the orange and red in this card, and the fact that it is a Knight of Wands. Okay, I think that, you know, knights are messengers. Okay, so some of you may be receiving a message of love from maybe a fire sign, maybe an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. But overall, I think that this is kind of representing your energy, because right next to it is the Queen of Cups, and that is your card. That is a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. But look at how intuitively she is presented in this imagery. Very intuitive, very tapped in, tuned in, and connected with her. And it's like, this is the balance here, right? This is the 3D where we live. Okay, the lower three chakras are associated with like the 3D material things, right? The objectives. This is more subjective. This is feeling, emotions, connectivity, and you know, mindfulness, intuitiveness, guidance, okay, nurturance. All of these things are connected to what I think the story is saying about your love. That's why I was saying this may not be an actual like two people coming in. It could be for some of you, but for most of you, I think this is, you know, a balance between how you want to give your time and attention and what you are nurturing in order to feel this alive. Okay, and it's coming through because I think for some of you with the abundance and new, I think that this is a new way that's coming forward for you, Cancerians. I think that maybe what used to bring you joy and happiness and the feeling of love has now been redefined and rewritten, or is in the process of. And I think that whatever this decision is here with this Two of Wands is indicative of that. where it's like, do I stay where I've been, or do I rewrite my story, okay, into something new that's going to bring in abundance? And abundance does not have to be financial. It can be, obviously, but you know, health and happiness and love and, yes, finances, all of the things, right, that bring you joy and love in your heart. Okay, so I kind of want to figure out what this decision is. Wow, 10 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck with support. For some of you, this may very well be financial. And again, you know, your angelic code is number 181118 with abundance and new. So I feel like for some of you, you're either tapping in to what could possibly, you know, making a decision that will bring in more money, that will bring you more happiness. Money is not, you know, the end all be all, but it certainly allows us to live a more comfortable life. It allows us to help our close ones and family members and our friends, and, you know, live in a way that will allow us to feel comfortable in our own home, you know. Wow, double confirmation with the Queen of Cups. So you have the Queen of Cups out here twice. This is double confirmation that this is about you. Okay, Cancerian. So whatever this decision is, ultimately, when you make that decision, you know, what is best for you, Cancer? What brings you joy? Where do you see yourself? You know, what decisions and choices can you make now that will help you in the future, right? So let's tap in and let's clarify what this decision is, this Two of Wands. So Spirit, thank you so much for these beautiful messages. Thank you for the Cancerian Collective for trusting me with their energy and being in this space. Thank you so much. We're clarifying the Two of Wands. What is this decision? Eight of Cups and Six of Wands. Wow. Okay, let's talk about the Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups says departure here at the bottom. So we're talking walking away from a love, from a type of love, from a person or connection that maybe at some point did bring you love. Being told by your angels to point out the Seven of Cups, which comes before the Eight of Cups, is about illusion. Okay, there's 7 cups in the card, and it's you making a choice. So it's having the opportunities, 7 different opportunities that you get to choose from. And I feel for some of you Cancerians that that choice has now led you to whatever situation you were in or whatever connection you were in, and now you are making a decision to walk away. Okay, and by making that decision is how you reach your victory. The Six of Wands is known as the card of victory and success. Recognition by your angels, letting you know that they see you, they hear you, they're here to support you and guide you. And if you have not made the decision to walk away, you know, with these two Queen of Cups, this is all about you. So I want you to ask yourself, what are you holding on to that is not aligning with your higher self? Okay. All right. Why is the Knight of Wands here, Spirit? Thank you. All right. Wow. Knight of Wands with the 10 of Swords. This is an ending. Okay. So this Knight of Wands can represent an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius that may have betrayed you, that may have hurt you, that you have walked away from or wanting to walk away from with that Eight of Cups. This could be someone from your past that has really hurt you, and perhaps you're carrying, you know, that into making this decision or into your relationships or your future endeavors, because it was such a betrayal. In the original Rider-Waite deck, you know, there's a man lying on the floor with all 10 swords in his back. So it is a backstabbing. And honestly, it kind of feels like it's a little bit relevant for this card to come out, because I feel that it could have been this Knight of Wands. And I think that's what you're choosing. I feel like some of you may have invested a lot of time, energy, and feelings into this connection with this Knight of Wands. And so making the decision is not, you know, easy peasy. It's actually something that, and it's something that you're really considering. But I feel like with this, I mean, for this Queen of Cups to come out in 2 separate decks, this is about you, Cancer, and making the right decision for you and what aligns for you. You have so much love in your heart, and you want to give that love. And it's like, what's coming in for Cancer that they don't see coming? What is coming in for my Cancerians? Five of Cups, sadness, Temperance, one more. What's coming in? Oh, wow. Okay. All right, so let's talk about what came out here. So your first card out is the Five of Cups, okay? This signifies sadness, isolation, you know, hurt, you know, possibly crying, because Five of Cups, again, is, cups are emotions, okay? So it could very well be that maybe there's something coming up that reminds you of that person or that connection, maybe their birthday or what was an anniversary, or, you know, the actual walking away from this person that could be bringing up some sadness, right? With your departure or their departure. Okay, so this Five of Cups is definitely acknowledging the hurt, you know, the sadness around the situation, which is a normal feeling. But with this next card out, I call it the Archangel Michael card with Temperance. This is about peace, okay? And more specifically, I'm feeling inner peace, okay? And with inner peace, the exterior starts to match that. Okay, I don't think that with a 10 of Swords situation, you were necessarily getting peace in that connection anymore. And so Archangel Michael is here to let you know, like, on the other side, something on the other side, they're just saying, like, it's on the other side. It's a balancing. It's a balancing. I feel like what happened, or the connection, it threw you off. Okay, y'all ever seen the movie Eat, Pray, Love with Julia Roberts? And there's a when her and dang, I forgot his name. She falls in love with the guy at the end, and I'm sorry if this is a spoiler, but he like asks her to go away with him for like the weekend or something, and she's like, she kind of freezes up. He tells her that he's in love with her, and she kind of freezes up, and she flights, you know, and that's a nervous system response. Okay, you know, flight, fawn, freeze. And it brought her to a place of like, man, the last time I was in love, this happened. I lost myself. Okay, and Ketu, which is the guru that she went to, the healer, told her, like, it's okay for love and matters of the heart. Sometimes it's okay to be off balance. And I think that some of you, if this is for those of you that this message is resonating, where you've already left that person or that connection is no longer, and now you're at a place of like, I don't want to go through that again. I don't want to go through that again. Archangel Michael is saying, it's okay. Just keep your balance. And see how she's, this reminds me of my grandmother when she used to make café con leche, and she would try to cool it off. So she would go from cup to cup, cool it down, cool it down. And that's kind of what I'm feeling. And it's a new way of doing things, Cancerians. When you guys love, man, you love hard. And I think that if you shift that energy a little bit more towards you and not so much on the past or the other person, and have a tempered relationship and ways of expressing your love, then this is what happens. You replenish your cup, okay? And then the overflow can be spread out, right? Or given to a connection, and or, you know, fill in the blank. But with this Queen of Cups, your energy coming out, it's really talking about giving yourself that love first. And then here comes the Emperor, okay? The Emperor is a card of Aries. So this is double confirmation if your person was in Aries or is in Aries or has Aries in your chart, in their chart. The Emperor can be an older man. It could be someone very, very controlling or domineering, and just kind of an authoritative figure. But it didn't come out in the reverse, but because it's connected to the 10 of Swords and the 5 of Cups, I really feel like this could have been the person that broke your heart, that stabbed you in the back, okay? And, or it could be I don't want to say upgraded. I don't want to talk about people like that, but it's like the higher octave of the Knight of Wands, okay? So this is Emperor energy, which is collectively all 4 kings inside of the tarot. You know, the Knight energy is a younger energy, not page, but not king, and certainly not emperor. So I think that if you allow yourself to grieve and mourn the loss of that connection, the transition of who you used to be, and honor that, because there are lessons that can be integrated. Keep in mind, before the 8 of Cups, what we were talking about with the 7 of Cups, you made a choice. Stand on that choice, and it's okay. No one's judging you. It's not about that. It's about the choice you made. You stuck to it, okay? And you put your all into it. And I know you loved them hard. I know you did. But it's now a matter of that's over. This is an ending. And so with that walking away, taking the action to walk away towards victory, it's possible that instead of a Knight of Wands, we now have an Emperor, okay? Because you've integrated the lessons. Okay, I'm gonna put this here. All right, Spirit, can you talk to me about what the soul lesson was for my beautiful Cancerian collective with this connection? Thank you so much. Oh my, look at this. The Sun and the Strength card. First of all, major arcanas, which represent the major areas of our life. The Sun card. This is a Leo card. So some of you may, the Strength card, some of you may actually be a Cancer Leo cusp. And maybe that's why a lot of this fire energy is coming out. But let's start with the Sun, because it was the first one that came out. This is about a rejuvenation. This is about enlightenment, and the message is about feeling free enough to tap into the things that brought you joy, okay? Those childhood hobbies maybe that you used to have, art, singing, dancing, playing sports, whatever it is for you. This is about bringing that back, okay? This is about tapping back in to who you were before all of the distractions, before the heartbreaks, before the, all the things, right? This is about returning to self. the angel of happiness here, okay? So we're going to talk about this a little bit more in a second, but I really want to emphasize the strength card, okay? And how nonchalantly, very powerful and intuitively she is, not forcefully, powerfully opening up the lion's mouth, okay? And do you know the amount of power that it takes and confidence? And that's, there goes the solar plexus chakra coming in again. This is, and she's wearing a yellow bandana, and look at all the yellow behind, and plus with this card with the sun and all the yellow. I want to talk about the strength in this, okay? The sun is your sun sign, your identity, who you are, okay? And I really feel like it's emphasizing the fact that remember who you are, okay? Queen of Cups coming out twice, the Sun card, the Strength card. This is about who you are and how you choose to move forward. We can all practice free will. You know, we all have the Seven of Cups at some point, most points in our life, because that's how we make decisions. That's how we move forward. And go back to that Seven of Cups moment where you had all those options. Don't feel stagnant to where, well, I don't know where to move, or I don't know how to move. I don't know how to choose because this is all I know. And the last time I chose, this is what happened. An ending, a backstabbing, a betrayal. Okay, it's about having the strength to choose again. Okay, and standing 10 toes down on your choice. Okay, and there's accountability, there's progress, there's steps and all the things, but ultimately it comes down to making that choice. And making that choice is going to come from asking yourself, how is this beginning? Okay, what is my first step to achieve this cup overflowing with love? And I think it's very clear here that it's you. It's alignment with your higher self. It's trusting your intuition. It's being discerning of your energy, protecting your energy, time, money, because money did come out here. And I think what it does is it starts to create an opening to, or a clearing, okay? They want me to use clearing of dead weight, of negativity, of toxicity, of lower vibrational energies. So you're clearing those things out and allowing the sun to shine through. All right. That was very powerful. Your angels are very much like, I got your back. And if you don't speak to your angels or your ancestors or your spiritual team, you know, you can start the practice. You can start the practice, because I know that this was hurtful. I know that this was something that really just it was like a blow to the stomach, I just heard. But you're going to come out on top. You're going to come out on top, Cancer. Yeah. Oh my God. Look, you're going to come out on top. Victory. Victory is yours. This is the sword of truth. And it's about being truthful with ourselves first and foremost. Okay? Because, I mean, that's where it starts. Being truthful with ourselves. But this is victory, Cancer. Oh my God, I love this for you. Okay, so let's talk about, let's get some advice from Spirit. And then I think I'm actually going to pull an angel number for you. Oh, I did get a number while I was meditating on your space and your energy. And I got 2020 and 99. 2020 and 99. And then your angelic code was 1811118. So let's get some advice from Spirit for Cancerians. Thank you. All right. Okay. Thank you so much, Spirit. All right, this was the first card out. So let's talk about, ooh, yes, King and Queen of Cups. Oh my gosh, this could be another Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. And this is talking about a healthy love. This is a very emotionally mature king. Very good with emotions and expressing themselves. If you're a man watching this, you know, you can flip the roles as it resonates. And so this King of Cups is very much like, you know, I want to love you. I want to love you. I want you to love me. Let's love. Like, I love love, and I am mature enough to handle it. I want to move forward, and I want us to express ourselves, and very considerate of your feelings, very compassionate and kind. And so I feel like the advice, because this came out for the advice from Spirit, I feel like don't settle for less than you deserve. Because you could have a King of Cups. You can. Or you can have an Emperor, you know, and I think that this is what healthy looks like. And I think for some of you, you may not know what healthy love looks like. And that's okay. You can definitely rewrite. There goes that word again. Some of you are being asked to write, or you're a writer, maybe journaling. Let me see what else comes through. Automatic writing. There's something about writing that's coming through strongly for you, Cancerians. So maybe this is a way to kind of let go of any frustrations or anger or hurt, and being okay. Thank you, Spirit. Your sacral chakra. It's important to activate that. It's important to rebalance it. And one of the ways is to allow your creative juices to flow. Okay, so we're talking about what brings you happiness. You know, creating a vision board, or painting, drawing, even writing short poems. I just heard music. You know, just turn on the music and just dance to it like nobody's watching. Eating, having, you know, a good meal that satisfies your soul. Okay. All right, so this is advice from Spirit, and we're talking about now the next card that came out is the Three of Cups, which is celebration. Cancerians, I feel like some of you, because of that betrayal, have kind of put yourself in a situation where you're just like, yeah, I'm not really messing with nobody right now. Like, it's just not how I'm feeling. But I feel like Spirit is like, work hard, play harder. Okay? And it's time for some celebration, celebrating of who you are. Celebrate yourself. Okay? All right. And then this Two of Pentacles with the juggling. So some of you are in this energy of, again, very similar to the Two of Wands, of kind of juggling multiple things, not sure what to do, bouncing ideas back and forth, and you're not really sure what to say. And Spirit acknowledges this for you, Cancer. And it's a matter of, again, what brings you comfort? What brings you joy? What brings you happiness? And if that needs to be rewritten or redefined for yourself, that's okay. You're not starting over from scratch. You've been down this road before. The Fool card is really loud in my mind's eye right now. You know, the Fool card is a card where it's, first of all, the number 0 card, which is higher consciousness. And the Fool card is actually the leap of faith that you take, a new beginning and starting something new. But if you look at his clothing, is tethered, you know, he's very confident in what he's doing, very solar plexus vibes, very secure root chakra vibes, and going on an adventure like that, very sacral chakra vibes as well. And so, I'm sorry, I think I meant to say root chakra, the 3 lower chakras that we've been talking about during your reading. The Fool card, it is the beginning, but it's the beginning of a journey that has already been journeyed, if that makes sense. It's like, this is not my first rodeo, is how they're saying it. So, you know, starting over, making a decision, you know, don't get scared or freaked out by having to make a decision or having to put something to the side in order to get your comfort and joy. Okay? Because just like the very first card in the tarot, which is the Fool card, down to the very last card, which is the World card and its completion, it starts right back over to the Fool card. And so these are the journeys that we all have, our own story, right? And our journey to match it. Okay? But it's not the final path. It's not the final destination, if you will. Okay? It is a journey that will continue to repeat itself depending on the way that you, the choices that you make, the free will that you act upon. Okay? And you can create karmic cycles, or you can create a brand new timeline and shift to a new timeline. And I think that's what you're really desiring here with this Nine of Pentacles that came out with the juggling. Now, the Three of Swords, you know, Spirit is saying, don't dwell on the past, don't dwell on the heartache, because that's what's going to keep you in this two juggling energy, kind of going back and forth. Okay? Spirit acknowledges your pain. Spirit acknowledges your hurt. And Spirit wants you to know that you absolutely have the potential to have the love of your life, to have your divine counterpart. Queen and King of Cups are divine counterpart. Your divine counterpart is out there. And I think that you may even meet them during celebration. Maybe you're out and about. Maybe you're at a party or at an event. And I think that Spirit is saying, you know, take heed to that. Don't be stuck in the house, you know, worrying. Go out and celebrate yourself. Do it for you, not just to meet this person, not just to put yourself out there, but do it because it brings you joy. Okay? So I'm going to leave it there with Spirit's advice. And I am going to pull an angel card to close out the message for you, Cancer. You got a lot of numbers tonight. You have the 181118. You had 2020. Maybe something significant happened in 2020. Maybe that's why that number came out. And then 99. Wow. Number 1414 flew out for you, which says difference. Intelligence, dynamics, making a difference, failures, personal or spiritual development. Happiness is linked to self-expression. What was I saying? You can't make it up. Happiness is linked to self-expression, growth, and experience. Learning from failures is key. Happiness is real, possible, and around. Understand its process and the pursuit of it. Joy is fluid. It's in the little things and the big ones. Fails are fun. Start fresh. Wow, remember I was getting that message of new and fresh. It feels like that's amazing. Wow. Cancerians, I really hope that you were able to resonate with these messages and that they reach you in divine timing and serve your highest good. Thank you so much for stopping by the channel and for allowing me to hold space for your energy, for your reading, for yourself. And I'll see you next time.